Have you ever wanted to learn to create your very own covers for your very own novels? I've been wanting to do this for years because I longed to have covers that were just exactly what I dreamed of. Covers that stood out on the shelf, captured my vision, and made readers eager to buy. But I was scared because there was a lot to learn, and the last thing I wanted was to waste time that I should have been spending writing, or worse, wind up with a cover that looked unprofessional. So I'm going to show you the whole process I went through to learn cover design, and we're gonna see, did I create the cover of my dreams? Or did I wind up with nothing to show for myself? When I have a new skill I want to learn, I always have the same first stop, YouTube. So that's where I looked for information on how to make covers, but I was not really finding what I needed. I found plenty of info on how to make a basic cover in Canva or on how to work with a cover designer, but that wasn't fitting the bill. I also found some awesome speed art videos that would show you what the process of cover design looks like, but without any instructions to pair with these videos, they were simply way over my head. So YouTube was a bit of a bust, and my next idea was to simply dig into a couple of graphic design programs and see what I could knock together. And let's just say I was not happy. There was so much I didn't understand about how to manipulate images, and every time I tried to take some picture in my head and move it into reality, it felt weak, lacking in cohesion, and definitely not professional. And at this point, I gave up for a good long while. Until, that is, I learned about a new course being offered by Molly Burton of Cozy Cover Designs. I popped for it right away and finally began learning how to grab objects in Adobe Illustrator and transfer them to Photoshop, how to manipulate colors and graphics, how to use cool features like liquify and masks. I also learned places that I could go online to look for fonts and images, and suddenly, the playing around I had been doing began to feel a lot less hopeless and a lot more purposeful. In fact, I liked her class so much that I was hungry to learn more. So when Mandi Lynn of Stone Ridge Books dropped a course, I also bought that one immediately. In fact, I wound up popping for the book cover design course bundle, which included courses on typography, Photoshop basics, and the big one, designing full book covers. And here, I learned a lot more about how to manipulate text and make it look just the way I wanted, including metallic text. I also learned a lot of tricks for manipulating photos, removing objects from them, combining two photos into one, changing colors, and all the tricks behind cobbling together stock images to make something truly unique. So let's say you want to get in on the cover action. Which of these courses should you buy? If you want to make vector-based covers, that is, covers based on scalable illustrations like these, you're going to want Molly's course. She gives you a lot of handy tricks for manipulating these images. And here's the exciting thing. Molly is offering a coupon for my subscribers, so you can use the code JANE50 to buy that course with $50 off. And personally, I think it was a bargain to begin with. And if you want to make covers using actual photos like these, I think Mandi's is the way to go. Molly's course does cover photographic images as well, but not at the depth or with the wealth of examples that Mandi's course does. Now, either course is fantastic, but you should also be prepared to spend some time futzing around with the program. Photoshop is just a deep, dense program, and no course is going to completely flatten the learning curve for you. Okay, but I was putting in that time. I was learning to put together cover elements in ways that I liked, but that, as it turns out, wasn't really enough. Graphic design. There's just no way to ignore the fact that technical aptitude in Photoshop is not enough to render a quality cover. For that, you need the ability to come up with an artistic vision for your cover, and this is important, to convey that vision in a way that comports with the standards of your chosen genre. Just doesn't matter how much I like my cover or how technically well executed it is. A cover is primarily a tool for communication, and I needed to communicate to potential readers that my book was a mystery in the cozy subgenre, set during the 1920s, involving a little bit of romance, which was going to deliver an exciting, high-value read. And I needed to communicate all of this without the reader ever really having to think about it consciously. So I took to the bookstores. and the library and the Amazon storefront. And over a number of months, I accumulated photos of covers that interested me. Some of them had cool color effects. Some of them did something beautiful with the text. Some just had an interesting way of getting across the book's hook, that is, the element that makes readers want to pick it up. And over time, I began to notice things. I started to notice how a little adjustment to the font could make a cover look very custom and very confident. I started to notice how a mix of simplicity and detail could convey that same confident professionalism. And over time, I just began to get more of a sense of the art of cover design. Now, this still does not make me a professional designer. I still have a lot to learn, both about Photoshop and design in general. But I am actually really happy with where I am right now. And so I'm going to share with you the cover for my new book, which is available now, Murder on Lake Michigan. This is a novella that takes place right after my debut novel, The Black Rose Murders, and it's going to see Kitty Callahan and her boss, Mr. Gallo, going undercover as husband and wife so they can smoke out the person who's trying to destroy a family business from the inside. But before they can solve this nice little financial crime, they're going to come up against one of my favorite mystery tropes of all time, a locked room murder. It's available for sale today, and here's the link if you want to click over and find out more about the book. And if you want to hear me read the first chapter, you can check out this video right here.